Already very popular, fewer than 600 to go around. This is the plant that started it all. M61669, this is the Good Luck Oriental Totem Pole. This is in my cart right now because I cannot wait to start this with my little 7-year-old. This is so cool. It really is a beautiful, beautiful totem pole, and this is fun for the entire family. These are the final quantities of the season, and I can't believe that featured price, $26.40. Derek, let's talk about this annual that really, you know, this is what set the world on fire for Roberta's back in 1964 at the World's Fair with your, is it your great-grandmother?
My great-grandmother, yes. So she wanted to have a little side business, and she thought, well, I love plants. Why don't I take something to the New York World's Fair, which, you know, isn't a fair as far as I know anymore happening, but it was the fair of the country, or perhaps even the world, back in the 60s and 70s. And you had all types of new inventions and creators there. And so she brought this. But what she brought was a little bit different. You know, same species of plant, same everything, but it was really small. She only had a piece that was about the size of your thumb.
Wow.
Whereas now we've got these big monster logs. What I'm holding is an intersection of a 20-year-old tree. Now, in the wild...
But I don't understand. How do we get from this to this? Because it just looks like a little tree stump. It's really interesting.
Yeah, you don't want to put this in your fireplace. We grow these in Costa Rica. And what this is actually a very tall tree that we cut into pieces, about a foot long. Then we wax both ends, and then we send it to your home. So what's unique about this tree is, even though it's been cut into pieces, it can be replanted, each piece. So what you're getting is 20 years old already from the get-go. And so it's got a lot of energy stored inside here. And we've waxed both ends to keep all the moisture in so it stays alive. When you get this home out of the box, you're going to see this wax end with red here. The other end has a green. So the green end you're going to leave, but the red end, like you're holding there, you're going to take a butter knife and just sort of gently scrape that off. I'm not going to scrape off all of it, but it's real easy. And once you scraped off all that wax, you're going to take a vase of clear water and put it inside there. And you're going to leave that in the water for about 6 to 8 weeks. Or if you see leaves sprout, whichever one happens first. At that point, you're going to transplant it into a small container with soil. And then before you know it, you're going to have a plant like this, or like what you have on the set, fully, foliaged and looking like a beautiful houseplant.
Look at the gorgeous leaves. They're so pretty.
Yeah.
The striations, I mean, look at that. That is just incredible to me. I can't wrap my mind around it. And that's why I'm like, I have to order this for Arabella, that you start with this little tree with wax on it, and then you end up with something so beautiful with so much history.
Yeah, that's right. And these are great for children, but they're also just great for anybody who wants to have a pop of life and color in their house, because these do not require, you know, direct lighting. They don't need to be put outside. I have multiples of these in my house in areas that don't get any, they're not in front of windows. They may get some very indirect light, but honestly, they don't get a lot of light and they're fine. So as a houseplant, you can put these practically anywhere, and it's great because they don't need to be watered that often. I water mine, I think I remember to water mine once every few weeks, and it never turns brown, it never complains or wilts, because that stem there, what you're seeing there, is full of water. So, you know, even if you're not watering it all the time, it's got its own supply, so to speak. And that's a stage of growth you can see from when you first take it out of the vase of water, and then slowly it leafs out till it's full size. But these will continue to grow. What I love is that, you know, if you keep yours for a number of years, you're going to see the branches come out and they get real thick, and then you'll gain a lot of height on this. But it's really easy to maintain. If you want to keep a small plant, you cut back on the stems. If you want to make it larger, you can. I have one that's 7 feet tall in my house.
Oh
I
my
like that
goodness, Derek. That's crazy.
yeah, I have tall ceilings, so for me it really works. It's cool to have this really impressive totem pole, but if you want to keep it small like that, that's easy too. You just cut it back. They don't grow so fast, you know?
This is such a really beautiful plan, such a great idea to grow this as a family and to watch the stages. Over 40,000 of these have been sold, and as I mentioned, these are the final quantities of the season. We have less than 550 to go around. Your item number, once more, M61669. So you're putting this in a container. Quick question for you, Derek, am I putting this outside in the summer and then bringing it inside in the winter, or where do I put the container once it starts to get going?
Yeah, well, you could put this outside in the summer, but I wouldn't put it in direct sunlight.
Okay.
In the forest, these are part sun type plants. So you could put this outdoors in sort of a shadier area, but a lot of people just leave it inside year round, and it just becomes part of your decor, and it's easier than a plastic plant, and it's a lot nicer because it is alive. You know, living plants, they bring oxygen into the room, they bring a little bit of fresh energy and life, and I think every room should have at least one living plant inside just to keep everything from not feeling too stagnant, or you know, you want to just have nature indoors, and it's beautiful.
You know who else says that, Derek? Remember we were talking about my husband. He's German, and I've lived in Germany for a few years. I got married in Germany. You know who says the exact same thing that you just said? My mother-in-law, who lives in a small village in Germany right now, and she always tells me, don't go faux, Stacy. You have to have at least one living plant in your home, and she really has instilled that in me over the years. So I just thought I'd share that with you. Pretty cool. This is the plant that started it all. M61669, $26.40, less than $7 on